One moment it's there, the next, gone. No explosion, no warning, just an empty sky where the moon used to be. At first you might not even notice, but then strange things start happening. The tides go haywire, the nights grow impossibly dark, and Earth's very existence is thrown into chaos. So, what happens if the moon suddenly disappears? Without the moon, the first thing we'd notice is the night. Cities might stay bright, but out in the countryside it would be pitch black. No gentle moonlight reflecting off lakes, no dimly lit roads on a quiet evening, just an abyss of darkness. But the real shock comes with the tides. You see, the moon's gravity pulls on Earth's oceans, creating the tides we see every day. Without it, the tides would shrink dramatically. About 75% weaker. That might sound peaceful, but in reality it would be a disaster. Sea creatures that rely on tides, like crabs, sea turtles and certain fish, would struggle to survive. Entire coastal ecosystems could collapse, fishing industries would suffer, and many human communities that depend on the ocean would feel the impact almost immediately. The moon does more than just light up the night. It helps keep Earth steady. Right now, our planet tilts at about 23.5 degrees, which gives us predictable seasons, but without the moon's stabilizing pull, Earth would start wobbling like an unbalanced spinning top. Over thousands or even millions of years, this wobble could shift our climate dramatically. Imagine if one day the North Pole faced the sun directly, turning it into a tropical paradise while the equator froze into an icy wasteland. The seasons would become unpredictable and life would struggle to adapt. Here's another strange consequence. Days would start getting shorter. The moon slows down Earth's rotation over time due to something called tidal friction. Without it, Earth would spin slightly faster, making our days a bit shorter, perhaps by a few milliseconds at first, but over millions of years, a full day could shrink significantly. That might not seem like a big deal, but faster rotation means stronger winds and more intense storms. Our weather could become much more violent over time. The moon acts like a cosmic bodyguard, shielding Earth from space debris. Its gravity pulls in or deflects many asteroids that might otherwise hit us. If the moon were gone, Earth would suddenly become a much bigger target. While we wouldn't get hit right away, over millions of years, the chances of devastating asteroid impacts would increase. Some scientists believe that without the moon's protection, life on Earth might not have survived as long as it has. Beyond the physical changes, losing the moon would also affect human culture and psychology. The moon has been part of human stories, religions, and scientific discoveries for centuries. Without it, we'd lose an essential part of our history, and nights might feel strangely empty. And of course, space exploration would take a hit. The moon is often considered a stepping stone for future missions to Mars and beyond. Without it, colonizing space could become even more difficult. Despite all these changes, life on Earth wouldn't end immediately. But over time, the climate shifts, unstable weather, and increased asteroid impacts could make survival much harder. So, while we take the moon for granted, it's clear that life on Earth wouldn't be the same without it. Next time you look up at the night sky, just imagine, what if it wasn't there? Luckily, the moon isn't going anywhere anytime soon. But it's always good to appreciate the things that keep our world stable.